Welcome to Weblium.
Thanks, guys, for coming. Once again, we are live. We are live today to deliver you the session how to convert visits to sales by Weblium and GeoChat. So we will take about 1 hour of your precious time to give you some tips, some hacks on how to make the visit, basically the person that visits your website, to ensure them that you're the best provider of product or service. You're the one option that they should have, and boom, you got the sale. So let's start. As for presenters, my name is Oleg, and my co-presenter is Igor. I'm the representative of Weblium company here. I'm a growth marketing manager responsible for webinars, for conferences, for engaging with different partners and clients. And Igor, he's the head of international growth at GeoChat. Igor, a couple of words about you.
Yeah, hello everyone. Thank you, Oleg. Glad to see you all at our webinar. So my name is Igor. I take care of growth at GeoChat. And what we do is we help international businesses or businesses all over the world communicate with the visitors on their website and turn them into paying customers. So today I'll be sharing some lessons that I've learned from working with different businesses, some best practices, and I'll also be sharing some personal experience from my side projects because like I happen to have been experimenting a lot with online stores. I had an online store of my own where I sold some goods that I imported from China. Then I had a marketing platform of almost 1 million subscribers. We sold ads and our own products over there, and an online product. It was an online course. So there were a lot of lessons learned over there. And I'll be glad to share them with you, and I hope they will work for you as well.
Let's start with the key factors that influence buying decision. Of course, there are a lot of customers, and each customer, they have the customer journey. Customer journey is not also the moment when they interact with your brand. For example, I know about I need a phone, and I will go to the store to buy the phone. So the customer journey begins not when you enter the store and you interact with your service, right? It begins with the moment when I thought I have a problem. That's a rational side. For example, I need a phone. And another point, I want something. This is the emotional state. The difference between them, that problem is conscious moment of you understand that right now I need something to resolve my problem, right? While emotional state is, for example, you saw the presentation of Apple, for example, and you've seen the beautiful slides, you've seen beautiful technologies that are present in iPhone or their products, and you thought, okay, with these technologies, I'll be super cool, right? And you do not feel your problem with the phone because you can call with the help of messengers, with the help of old phone, but you need a new phone from Apple just because this is the emotional present for you. Before clients visit your website, they also interact with different resources. For example, it could be friends, it could be family, it could be social network, friends in social networks, it could be different blog posts, it could be what else? It could be YouTube or whatever. And a lot different resources, they give different options to your mind about feeling your problem or satisfying you emotionally. For example, one friend will say, go and buy Mercedes. If you're thinking about car, go and buy Mercedes, because Germany, by the way, if someone is from Germany, put some pluses, because Mercedes is the great car. You can see the quality, it's the German car, you can see it's luxury car, go and buy it. Another guy, for example, from New Jersey, they will suggest Tesla, because Tesla, this is the company of Elon Musk, right? He's the genius, he cannot make bad things or whatever, go and buy Tesla. And third guy will tell you, wait, you have a family, you need a family car, go and buy Volkswagen. So different, as mentioned before, different resources are giving you different options. And that makes that people, before visiting your website, they know about different options on the market. And that means they have the bias. What is bias? This is the assumption from the point of person that, oh, there are different options. I like this option, but at the same time, I can see some benefits from that option. They do not see the only solution right there. And that makes that when they visit your website, when they Google your website because you set up the keywords, for example, buy a car, buy a phone, whatever, when they enter your website, they don't know that you are the single option for them. This is the picture what they have in their mind. And your task, the task of your website, to make it clear from the perspective of user what you give them at the value. And that makes that visitors, when they go through the website, when they see your unique value proposition, when they see the testimonials from different customers, they should forget your task to make them forget about different options. Besides, the website, the task of your website, that they should have a clear picture from both rational and emotional states. What it means that besides numbers, besides delivering them like the tables on how they will benefit your product, which is rational state, you work with the rational state, you should also work with the videos, you should also work with the photos, you should also work with the case studies, whatever, to work with the emotional state. So they can see a clear picture. Why do I need this phone? Not because I can call with the help of my old phone, but because iPhone has a brilliant camera, like cutting edge technologies in this camera, and I can shoot 4K video, for example. In real life, you don't need 4K video for phones, but once again, this is emotional side. And you should work with both of these sides on your website. Besides, they see the social proof that visitors trust your businesses. That makes that they see group of people that already using your products, for example, from testimonials, and that they can see that this service is really in your business really delivers a good service. Why not to buy this, right? And finally, get more sales here. So the task of your website, once again, to make it clear for a client that your solution is really the best on the market from both rational and emotional sides. How to make this happen, to make it the only solution for your client, we'll start right now with the 6 things that you can do right now after this webinar. And we'll start with the Ihor, so you can present those 6 things that we have for today.
Yeah, thank you, Oleg. I really like the metaphor about the straight line, by the way, because it's true. Sometimes when you have visitors coming to your website, you really have to straighten things out for them to make things clear before they make their decision. So, like you said, now I'm going to go a little bit deeper in the things that people have in mind and what we can work on to make this buying decision happen. And as you see on the slide, there's brand awareness, trust, website performance, access to essential information, buying intent, and your offer. I know that these sound kind of vague now, but I'll give you a lot of details on each of them and some actionable tips, some takeaways that you can get from here. So let's begin. The first one is brand awareness. And if we're talking about small and medium-sized businesses, I would say it's more person awareness and business awareness. And to understand what it is, I would like you to ask yourself one simple question. The question is, have they heard of you or your business before? And when I'm saying they, I mean the people that you bring to your sales page. And this is a very important question because this will have a great effect on your conversion rates. Because when we speak about conversion rates of a website, usually when we speak about any conversion, we usually refer to the website or the landing page. We say, this is a good website. It has a good conversion rate and converts a lot of people. Or on the contrary, this is a bad website. It has a low conversion rate. But what we do not take into an account is that the quality of traffic that we bring to the website, because this will be the real game changer over there. So if you just bring people who never heard of you before, they just click on the ads and they land on your page, you will have a conversion rate. By default, it would be something around 1 to 3%. I think this is quite standard. On the other hand, if any one of you ran a retargeting campaign on your loyal customers, on people who bought from you sometime before, and you offered them another product that would be relevant for them, I'm sure that you've seen that your conversion would go through the roof, and the cost per order in that case would be really low, because I did it myself. And like when we were selling the course, to get a person buy a $30 course, it cost us only $1 to get the sale. So it was like really, really impressive, and I was really happy with the results. By the way, if you experience something similar, if you ever ran campaigns on your loyal customers, please put a plus sign in the chat. That would be nice to know that we have people like that here. If you haven't, I definitely recommend this to try. And now I would like to give you some numbers. So we have the 1 to 3% conversion rate from people who never bought from you before. And if you run a campaign on people who bought from you before, for your repeat customers, this is the numbers that you would have according to some research. So 60 to 70%, like, isn't it amazing? And depending on the mix of the audience that will be coming to your website, whether it will be like a 99% new clients, or you would do some activities for old customers, your conversion rate of your website, of your landing page, would be different as well, right? So this is just something to keep in mind. Of course, you can't rely only on your loyal customers. And of course, like, I understand and you understand that they will still only make the minority of your sales, right? Because you only have a limited amount of loyal customers. But there's always a category in between. So, and I want to show them to you. These are the people, the new clients that know you, like, and trust you, but they never bought from you before. And you would say, like, how is that possible? Why should they trust you and like you if they haven't heard of you before? And now, like, in the amazing time when we're living, it's possible because we have social media, we have blogs, we have YouTube channels, and I'm sure that you follow a lot of people that you don't personally know, but you're like watching them do different things, launch businesses, and maybe talk about what they do in these businesses. And I'm sure that somewhere inside you do trust these people, and if you land on their sales page eventually, your conversion rate would be much higher. It would be somewhere around 10 to 30%, so which makes it really good. So the first piece of advice that I would give you: try to engage with your audience before bringing them to the sales page. So as Oleg said, the customer journey starts long before the people come to your website, and you have to start earlier too by building this customer journey. And these are the tools that you can use for that. You can have some articles in some niche media, some blogs. You can have a YouTube channel. You can have a newsletter, especially if you're in B2B. You don't need to put so much content out there, but it has to be like really professional. It has to show your expertise in it. Or you can have a social media account where you tell your story. Why have you started this business? Why are you doing this? What decisions do you face every day? And I assure you that so many people would be interested in that. Some like real story from a real person, a real entrepreneur. And after that, if these people would need something that you sell, their conversion rate on your website would be much, much higher. So this is a thing. Actually, I know that it sounds maybe discouraging because and quite overwhelming because there's a lot of work to do. But maybe you should start small. Just start thinking about what you can do in your specific area to do that. Because now, we are holding this webinar at 2020 in 2020, and the situation is getting really tough because you see that so many people are moving online, so many people are starting online businesses, and the competition is really getting fierce over there. So and there's a limited amount of advertising spaces, advertising spots, so it will be getting costlier and costlier to bring this traffic. So what you have to do is have to make sure that this traffic converts, and this is your first step. Warm them up before you bring them up to your website. And so this is the mistake that a lot of people make. They expect the website to convert automatically, but that's not going to happen. So, I mean, if you want your conversion rates to be above average, you have to put in some extra work beforehand. So this is the takeaway. Try to warm up your audience before bringing them to your sales page. And don't forget about retargeting your loyal customers, and they will improve your average conversion rate and bring you more profit. The second thing is trust. And this is like really important. And I would like to ask you, if you ever had a bad shopping experience with a business that you don't trust, please put a plus sign. So if you ever encountered something like this, like if you ever bought something and the business didn't deliver a promise, please put a plus sign.
You may go on. We have like a delay of 20 seconds.
Okay, yeah. So this happens quite often, and that's why more and more people now are choosing Amazon. They're choosing big marketplaces because they know that over there they can have a good shopping experience. Because when you go on a new website as a customer, I'm sure that you have the same questions in mind. You open a website and there's a new business you never seen before, and you say like, will I have a good experience with these people, and will they be able to deliver on their promise? Because sometimes when we buy something, for example, we need to buy a present, and we need this present to be delivered at a certain time, and the business that you're buying from, they say, sure, we'll do it, we'll deliver it. And then on the day when you need it, they call you and say that they haven't managed to find the product, or they just, I don't know, you can't reach them and they don't call you. So when people will be visiting your website, especially now when more and more of them are moving to like big solutions and big companies like Amazon for some reliability and trust, it's your goal to work on trust, work on earning their trust on your website. So how do you do that? When people come to your website, there's one thing they're looking for: your attention to details. So if they can see that you pay attention to details on your website, they think, oh, this business is like these people behind the business, they're serious about what they're doing. And if I have some issues with my order at some point, they'll probably look into it and help me out. So the question I would like you to answer: when on your website, can the customers feel that you pay attention to details? Just look around or imagine your website, and can you answer positive to this question? So because if we talk about trust and if we talk about websites, how do people understand if they can trust it or not? First, it's design, right? The first thing you can see when you come to a website, it's the design. We were always taught not to judge the book by its cover, but we still have to do it sometimes because all our time is limited. And sometimes you just come to a site and you look at it and say, like, if you're feeling like staying here, or you feel like leaving and finding an alternative. So the easiest thing you can do is to look at your design, reassess it, and if you need, change it. Because if you have problems with that, people are not even getting further than this point. And we're living in an amazing time when cool design can be done like in a matter of minutes, hours maybe. And with all these website builders, drag and drop website builders, when you can move all the elements around, you don't have to spend a lot of time and money on design. So if you never used a website builder, I recommend using one. And if you never tried Weblium, I recommend you trying it out, because this is like an AI-powered website builder. They have a lot of templates you can choose from. But when you start, when first you pick a template, you start customizing to your needs, but then something goes wrong because you're not a designer, and after your changes you make, things start looking messy. Weblium has the AI built in, and that will tell you that you should do this and you shouldn't do that. So you end up with a nice website even after your custom changes. So if you've never tried it, try it out. And I just want to give you a few examples why I'm saying that trust design is important in trust. Have a look. So over here, this is a website, right? And if you end up on this website, would you would you trust them? Like, would you trust the business? Would you like to spend your time and money on them? I'm sure you wouldn't. And this is like extremely important. So make sure you don't make this impression when people visit your website. And on the other hand, if you look at these websites look nice and clean. Of course, they don't persuade you to buy right away, right? But at least they give you the safe feeling that this business, like, at least did some homework, and they, like, at least have a decent website, and you can, like, carry on and see what they're offering. So this is, like, really the first step you should pay attention to. And I'm sure that Oleg has more to say on design. Oleg?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Igor. Great design is really important for giving the wow effect to your client. The first impression is that the most important impression in the whole world, especially in business and digital marketing. But there is another point, another side, like the dark side of design, that people tend to say, to think that if I will invest a lot of money, a lot of time in expensive web design, for example, I don't know, I will hire like super custom designers, this will build up my business. And when my potential clients will go to the website, they will convert just because I have $6,000 worthy website design. Once again, we have digital marketing agencies here. Put some pluses in the chat if you're familiar with these cases. Once again, to let the small and middle businesses here know, and also marketing guys know, that this is the wrong point. Because even if you have $6,000 website design, if you don't work with the Google Analytics, if you don't play with the content, with the conversion, with the context, right? That's not a big deal. You'll just be leaving your website. And you know where this point came from? A lot of small middle business entrepreneurs, they just Google the Fortune 500 companies, and they see that their websites are old, or they have not the best design on the market, right? And they think that right now I will just put a lot of money, put the $10,000 in design, and I will make the great deal. Once again, if you're not working with the Google Analytics, if you're not working with trying to convert more by changing small elements, as Igor mentioned before, by paying by putting those details, that clients will see that you pay attention to them. So you might be leaving your money on the table, or the money of your clients if you are digital agencies, right? So here, back to you, Igor, just to showcase how demonstrate the high-level service before visitors turn to customers.
Yeah, thank you, Oleg. So after you have things covered with design, there's another thing you can do, actually, to gain the trust of your visitors. And this is showing the level of your service. And I think that a good way to show the level of your service is to show that you have real people behind your business. And real people that are willing to help, that are willing to solve the problem, and they're here for your visitors as well. They're not available only when you buy something. They're also available before you make the purchase. And the easiest thing to do is to add a live chat to your website. And I'm sure that it's hard to surprise someone with live chat in 2020. I'm sure many of businesses are using, and many of you are using a live chat. So this is like what we do. This is how we welcome visitors on our website. We, as you see, we tell what we are going to deliver, what value is the customer going to get from trying our product out. And then we highlight that the entry barrier is really low, that they can try for free. So just one more thing to encourage your people, your visitors, to do the action you want them to do. So, and as I said, there are so many people using live chats now. You can put some plus signs if you're using one now. I'm sure you are. But there's a surprisingly low number of people who customize the live chat to their needs, to the needs of their business, and make the message that appears in the live chat relevant to their business. And this, like, can be a very big game changer. And we always encourage our customers to do that, because when I come to a website and I see how can I help you for I don't know, number 1000, website number 1000 with this message. I think I really feel sorry for the guys, because I know that they've invested time and money into putting this tool and they expect it to work, but with such an impersonal message it rarely does. So because when people come here, they don't like, there's nothing behind this. Hello, how can I help you? And to make things work, you really have to deliver a meaningful message, a personal message that would can make this human to human connection, because people like to feel that there are people behind the screen, behind the other side of the screen, and they want to buy from people as well. So to do that, I encourage you to think of some messages that you can customize, and I would like to show you a few examples. Meet Mark, please. Mark will be helping with demonstrations today. So just imagine a store, and you see a message from Mark popping up. He says, "Hi, welcome to our store. I'm Mark, and I'll be happy to assist you in case you need any help. Happy shopping." Doesn't this message set the right tone? Like it feels friendly, right? Yeah, and besides that, you can feel that Mark will be helping you out if you need something. So this gives you one more reason to stay, not to buy for now, not to buy, but to stay at this website. And like we are walking along the customer journey step by step. So if you have good design and you have a good message, you will end up with people that are willing to stay at your website, more people that are willing to stay. So let's look at the next message. Mark says, "Hey, I'm Mark. Welcome to our store. All our products are made of 100% silk and are shipped on the same day you place your order. Let me know if you need any help with the sizing or if you have any other options, any other questions." Sorry. So isn't that amazing? I mean, don't you feel that this store really cares about customers if they are like putting all these details for you and they're offering their help? I think it at least gives you some sense of security that you can like proceed with browsing and scrolling, and that maybe you can buy something here and you won't be disappointed. So if you use a live chat, I really encourage you to play around with the message you're sending and make it relevant to your business. So that's the takeaway. Make sure you make the right impression, check your design, add the live chat, and work on your welcome message. And one more thing about welcome messages, we'll be talking more about that, but you're the experts in your businesses. And I'm sure you like talk to customers a lot every day, and you know what these customers need and what questions do they usually ask. So try to make your initial message, your welcome message, relevant to the things that people are looking for. So this would really help. So Oleg, back to you.
Yeah, thank you. So right now we'll talk more about website performance, but before that, I'll just say a huge thank you for the previous point, because this is like the game changing in terms of site. When you see the same messages, it's also not about the chat, it's about the whole website. For example, if you sell, I don't know, phones, if you use the same messages, the same content on your website as your competitors, you don't have unique value proposition. You are like the background of this business niche. So go on your website, see how relevant messages that you have for your clients, and try to think what I can do more, what I can deliver more that my customers, that my competitors. All right, cool. So let's start with the website performance question here for you to answer. Right, does my website work on all devices? This is super important in 2020. And do my pages load fast enough? Probably a lot of guys will here say that, oh, this is the right questions for 2016, right? 4 years ago. But with our internal researches that we provided here in Weblium, we found out that 40%, still 40 or 45%, I don't remember exactly, they still don't have the responsive websites, and they don't have the mobile version of their websites, and they're like the speed of their website is too slow. Here is the example. So if your website, take your website, go and check it on Google Page Speed Insights. just Google like Google page speed insights, and you will see the website speed on both mobile and desktop. Here is the example from Weblium side. You can see it scores 97%. But if you score lower, less than 60, you have some kind of problems on your website. We'll talk about them in the next slide. Second point here, that really be mobile adaptive. If you don't work with the mobile version of your website, you will lose 60% of the traffic. Yes, it depending on the niche. For example, in e-commerce, 80% of the traffic that you have on your website, it comes from the mobile devices. On B2B products, B2B sites, it's like less, for example, 25-30%. But once again, you might be leaving your money on the table if you are not working with the mobile adaptive website design. And before like publishing your website, or before launching a campaign, or even if you interact with your clients now, ask for these 4 questions if you're in trouble with the website speed. So first one, do I have on your website, do I have untrusted third-party integrations right now? For example, it could be products that are built, I don't know, 10 years ago, right, with no support, with no updates. For example, live chat, right? The topic that we are discussing right now, live chat that was built like by a freelancer. Of course, the code is not optimized for the websites right now, especially for mobile, and it will be slowing down your website. If you're using some kind of services like GeoChat, they are continuously enhancing their code. It will not slow down the speed of your website. Second one, who is my hosting provider? Is it Google or my mother-in-law childhood friend? Once again, if you trust, if you get the service from products, from infrastructures that are not continuously supported, your website speed could be slowing down because of these factors. The third point here, are your pictures and videos well optimized? Most of the websites they have huge bounce rate because they load like too slow, and mostly because of the pictures. For example, you hire a photographer, he made a photo session from you, okay, and you're happy with these pictures, you're uploading them to the website, but the single picture is like, I don't know, 30 megabytes or whatever. So it will be slowing down the website. Go on the free resources. For example, here in Weblium, we have our internal resource when you can optimize the pictures and videos. It's just like the auto resource, right? You just don't need to click something. You upload the picture and boom, you're on the website. And it is not slowing down the website. And the fourth and last question here, does your site engine, WordPress or whatever, Joomla, Drupal, Weblium, Wix, it doesn't matter. Does your website engine follow Google recommendations on latest technologies? Google, they continuously updating their recommendations on how websites, what technologies should be used in this like site engines. And once again, if site engine was built 15 years ago, right, and you built 5 years ago the website on this engine, probably the case here that the site engine is not like related to the Google recommendations, and the website speed is not on the reaching the highest bars. So ask for this question before do any actions, any activities with your website. Okay. Here you have the takeaway before bringing any kind of traffic, because you pay for the traffic. You pay with the money if it's like the Facebook traffic, Facebook ads or Amazon ads, whatever, or you pay with the time resource managers, or you as the responsible doing blogging, partnerships, whatever. Before all these actions, just see on your website if it's working properly. If not, go to the modern like engines today. For example, Weblium uses React technology that allows to get the highest points in the Google page speed insight, so your traffic will be going to the website perfectly. right? Back to you, Ihor, with access to essential information.
Okay, thank you, Oleg. So yes, access to essential information. When we buy something, or when our visitors buy something from us, we often need some extra information to make the buying decision. Maybe we are choosing a product and we need some advice from the people selling this product, if that will tell us if it would be a good fit for us or not. So I would like to share a personal story with you. Like a couple of months ago, I wanted to buy a bicycle rack. This is the thing you put on the roof of your car to clip the bikes and move them from one place to another. And like I wanted to do it for a long time, but I just didn't wasn't able to find the time, because I was either busy with work or with my family. And like I kept procrastinating. And one day, when I was eating dinner and playing with my daughter at the same time, I opened a random website that sold these bicycle racks, and they happened to have a live chat. So I just wrote one short message. I said that this is the model of my car. Which bike rack do I need? And I kept kept going on with my dinner. And like in a few minutes, they sent me a few links, and then I said, like, I have a few more questions. Please call me back. They called me back, and I finished, completed my order. I placed my order within a few more minutes. So like the whole process took 5 minutes, I think, and that was an absolutely amazing customer experience, because of course they had all these filters on the website, and of course I could invest my time, figure out how they work, find the same models that they've sent to me, but I just didn't want to invest the time in it. And this is like a very important thing to think about, because when I was on the other side, when I was running the business, when I was selling the course, I was really amazed with all these questions, obvious questions coming in the live chat, and the people were asking things that I wrote in my copy on my website, and I just couldn't figure out how they're missing it. And then it took me time to understand this. Let me show it to you. This is the thing that like we should all understand. All business owners should understand. The world is a busy place. A lot of people have a lot of things on their plates. They have family, they have work, they have hobbies. They want to eat healthier, they want to exercise, they want to play with their kids, and it takes time. And if you look at your typical day, you will find out that you won't have that much time. So no one wants to do the research and go through each section of your website, and no one wants to read all the copy you wrote there. So make it easy for them. Make it easy to access the essential information. And I had a question before, so please have a look at it. What information does your customer need to make a buying decision? So it really depends on the niche. Maybe some of your customers don't really need that much information, but in many cases they do. So let's ask Mark to help us. For example, Mark is working in an outdoor store that sells stuff for fishing and outdoors. And he says, hey, looking for fishing lures? Tell me what fish you're after. I'll help you pick the best ones. All you have to do here is to click on the species of the fish you're after, and he'll just send you the links, the relevant links. So that's amazing, right? Next, for example, if you want to buy some tires for your car, he says, hello, I'm Mark, and I'll be happy to help you pick the right tires. Just write the model of your car, and I'll recommend some tires that would fit. Like, wouldn't that make things easier for you? You just write a few words on your keyboard, and he sends you the stuff you need to buy. You don't have to read the articles like what tires would fit on my car and like which one should I choose. Mark will do it for you because Mark has the expertise. Mark has been selling it for years, and he would be happy to help. So think about it. What processes could you make easier for your customers on your website? What advice could you give them? And like, it's really easy if you're selling one product, because you can just make this message tailored for this one product. If you're selling multiple products, actually you can customize the message for each section of your website, depending on where he goes. And if it's not still applicable for you, I can understand we all come from different industries. You can still think of a way to encourage people ask you the right question, and then you can provide them your expertise, you can give them the valuable information that will shorten their customer journey. And the shorter you make it for them, the more people would be committed to buying from you. So this is the takeaway. And I can't, I don't know, say how important it is to do this, to customize the message for your visitors, and to start with a question if it's possible, because this would really help. So I have a few more left. The next one is buying intent. And we all understand that even if you do all the things mentioned above, even if you customize the messages, people will still end up leaving your website, some of them, because their initial buying intent was different. Like they didn't want to buy. They came to your website because they were curious, and they had a low buying intent. So the tips mentioned above will work with the people who are motivated to buy in the first place. The ones who are not motivated, it would be harder with them. And I would like to tell you that you need to have a system to work with these people, because you still can make some revenue out of them. You just need to do the right things. So let's have a look at them. Two categories of people with low buying intent. The first ones never wanted to buy, clicked out of curiosity, and I would like to be frank with you that it's almost impossible to convert them. Like almost impossible. It rarely happens. So just forget about them. The other group is they are the people that are interested in what you sell, but they want to buy later. And with them, there are like two options. First, if you get them engaged in a live chat, for example, and like if you have a question that they would answer and you'll start a conversation, maybe you can convert them too. But that rarely happens as well. I'll be honest with you. So what you have to do is you have to use some other tools, maybe a Facebook pixel, or Google remarketing code, so you can track them and set up a campaign for them to keep selling to them later on. So you can use pop-ups. I know that most people hate pop-ups because they do become annoying sometimes, but they do work if you have an email campaign and you need to like add people to your list. They could be effective. You just have to experiment with the way how aggressive they are. And you can also use a live chat solution, because some live chats have built-in options of gathering the leads, capturing the leads. For example, in Java Chat, there is a mode that a lot of our customers use. I don't know if people listening to the webinar use something like this. So before sending a message to you, a person has to fill in the form. He has to write the email, the name, and the phone number. And before he will be able to send it, he'll have to fill in this form. So you can make it mandatory to complete this form. And this leads to different kinds of outcomes. So some people like will really I don't know, they will decline filling in the form and they will leave your website. And it's true for your industry, then maybe it's not a good idea for you. But for some B2B businesses where the sales cycle is long and where you need to like call the person to get in touch with him and to build trust, you need to like get in touch with them by phone. This could be really important to get their phone number before they leave. So you can try something like this. So these things are the ones that you should be doing for sure. Please share if you're doing one of these. Please share in the chat. Maybe you do retargeting, remarketing by Google, pop-ups, live chat capturing. So, but you really need a system to work with the people who are not ready to buy, but who are on your website and could buy sometime later. So don't focus on immediate sales. People who don't buy now, they can still bring a lot of revenue if you keep working with them. So, and then your offer. This one will be really short, and this will sound maybe a bit obvious, but I just want you to have it in your checklist. So maybe let's imagine that you've done all the amazing work and you've did all the things mentioned above, but still you don't have any conversions. And maybe in this case, something is wrong with what you're selling, with your offer. Maybe it's time to have like an honest look and ask yourself, like, am I offering a good deal? Do the customers see enough value for the price I'm asking? Because it's true that like price will not be the only factor that will influence the buying decision. But if you see that so many people are leaving your website, maybe, I don't know, the landscape in your industry has changed, and maybe like your competitors are offering something much better, and people just don't are not interested in buying from you. So this is just something to keep in mind. um, so this is the takeaway. Have a brief look at it, and then I'll go to the marketing trick. So hopefully you've learned the 6 things you can start doing straight away. Please have a look at these icons once again: brand awareness, trust, website performance, access to essential information, buying intent, and your offer. If you work on all of them step by step, you'll definitely be you'll be seeing better conversion rates for your website. So one marketing trick. And here I would like to apologize for giving it such a fleshy headline. I know that a lot of people don't really like it, but I personally always click on headlines like that because, like, I want to learn some more marketing wisdom, and sometimes, it turns out to be a disappointment, and there's nothing interesting written there. But sometimes these marketing tricks, the so-called marketing tricks, these are simple, easy to implement, and effective things, but the ones we are not doing and the ones we never did before. So I hope that for you it will be a simple and effective thing. So I'll start with another personal story here. When my wife and I, we were selling our fitness course, it lasted for 9 weeks, and we were first selling the first week. And if the customer was satisfied with the results, they could purchase the rest of the course, the rest 8 weeks. So, and we priced the first week somewhere around $10. And what we saw, that a lot of people who requested some information from us, they got the information, and they would say, okay, thank you so much, I'll think about it. And as you can guess, most of them never came back. We never heard of them before. And I started thinking, like, how do I make them buy now? What reason should I give them to buy now? And what I did is I decided to change the pricing. So I said that, like, now the course costs $14, but if you purchase this week within 2 days, today or tomorrow, it will cost 10 for you. So what I was doing, actually, I wasn't like giving them any discount. I was only saying that the price would increase if they don't take action now. So, and that was an experiment. I didn't really hope to get a lot of results from that, but it gave significant results. Actually, we really had a very big bump in sales, and we ended up converting almost every person who requested information, because we had this deadline. And we ended up getting more revenue, more profits, because the people who missed the deadline, they later came back and bought $14 for the first week, not 10. So this one thing, like, taught me one important lesson, and I would like to address the question to you. Do I give my visitors a reason to buy now? So please have a look at your businesses. Please have a look at your sales processes, at your funnels, and do you really have a reason for your visitors to buy now, not later, not in a week? And if you start giving them this, I'm sure you'll get much more sales. Like, whatever niche you're in, it can still be adjusted, and this principle can still work. So I would like to show you some statistics here, some what urgency does, and how human beings like discounts, and how human beings like sales, and some promo activities. So what's happening on Black Fridays, when we have this worldwide discounts, people go crazy about that. So it always works. But I just want to point your attention to one thing, that it can be a risky game. If you're just giving a discount to your current price, maybe you'll end up losing all of your profits. So as you understood, that I wasn't giving any discount, I was changing the pricing system. So actually I ended up getting more, not less. So maybe if you want to implement this rule, maybe you should do something similar. So you would be giving a discount, but your end profits won't suffer from that. So what you can do to achieve that goal. Let's go to Mark again. So Mark has a message. Let's have a closer look at it. After you have a chat with your visitor, for example, you helped him out, you gave them some advice, you recommended them the tires, the fishing lures, and when they're about to leave, or they say thank you to you, you can send them another message. You can say, by the way, we are running a promotion now, and if you place your order today or tomorrow, you'll get 15% off. Like, have a look at this message, understand the pattern, and I'm sure that like it will work wonders. It will work wonders for you. So do this and you will get this. So if somehow you will find a way to add urgency to the sales process, your customers will be more willing to buy from you. Thank you so much for your time. Like that has been a lot. I've been talking a lot. And I just would like to summarize it. I hope you learned some valuable things, and I hope you'll be inspired to experiment with them and to try different things out. And I hope it will help your businesses grow conversion rates. And if I would have to give you a summary, just one simple sentence, one simple takeaway of the whole webinar, I would say this: always use your chance to talk to your visitors before they make a buying decision, because with technology, this is like, it gives you this amazing opportunity to talk to them, to understand these people, to give the value before they decide yes or no. And if you don't use the chance, you are leaving a lot of money on the table. And if you don't take my word, like, this is some some proof from a more credible organization that says that visitors who engage with your business in a live chat are 3 times more likely to buy from you. So talk to people, they like it, and they will buy from you. Thank you for your time. Oleg?
Right, Igor, you're just talking facts, like, and people in the chat are confirming this, because there is no such a thing that like B2C or B2B. There is just one thing, human to human, right? And how you present you as a human, how you present your business, because you represent your business, right? Your website is the your mirror, the mirror of your business, and how you talk to your clients, how you engage your clients, how you cooperate with your clients. All these things will end up how many sales you have this month, next month, in 1 year. Doesn't matter. Hope this webinar will make you rich. Hope this webinar will get you more sales. That's the essence of the business, right?
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for attending the webinar. Hope it would be useful for you and you'll get some value out of it.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Create an effective website for a business with Weblium.